Lovely and beautiful Friday morning, the 15th day in the month of August 2025. In the twinkling of an eye, we're saying gradually a goodbye to the month of August. Beautiful morning to you wherever you're locked on to the sound of Lagos, Mela 98.3 FM, and it is a beautiful one from here. I want to believe it is a lovely one on the other side of the radio. It's still the Morning Express on the Super Dial, and of course on Morning Express, it's well encompassing, speaking about news and current affairs and bringing you updates of what is going on around the world, what's going on basically in Nigeria and even outside the country. So you're welcome once again. But we take the moment, trends in the papers, to look through and peruse the pages of our papers to see what's going on and the stories that the dailies have decided to bring on board today, be it news stories, be it developing stories based on from the political space or socio-economic situations, business, entertainment, whatever it is, sport. We bring it on board to just let you know and keep you abreast of happenings and what's going on. So you're welcome on board Trends in the Papers on Mela 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. My name is Mᴏᴜ Akinyosoye, and as always, we're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. You can join us right on Facebook and YouTube if you want to enjoy an audio-visual experience. You want to have an audio-visual experience, you can join us on Facebook and YouTube. And as much as we're bringing the stories on board, we are also not just bringing them on board, we're giving perspective and we're analyzing, holistically looking at them to better understand what these stories are all about, which we have the help of our in-house analysts to always do that, that of Side Forward joining us on the other side of the radio. So you're welcome on board. Without further ado, let's kickstart what we have for today. Hello, good morning, Side Forward.
Good morning, Lady Mo.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you doing as well?
Fantastic, I'm good.
Yeah, TGI.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, I just remembered. I wanted to say TGI. I just remember that you already mentioned that every day of the week, regardless of the day, is your best day. So, anyway. CGIF.
Every day is not as for me. I thank God for life. So when I wake up every morning, it comes with praises and thanks to God that, just keep going. So. But thank God it's Friday for those who enjoy their Friday evenings. I think the TGIF is more about people who think, oh, well, after all the,
also and bustle.
So at least for the weekend, they can start their weekend from Friday, enjoy time that you have to relax. Because it's always like a daily thing. It's a daily dose for us.
Right. Well, so, thank you very much and welcome on board, Said Fouad, and for all the analysis. Akinyosoye once again and Said Fouad on the other side of the phone to be giving analysis to that. Said Fouad, we have a progressive family when a father decides to do a thing and the family members, see it as we don't think it is good enough and do not leave it. They are not quiet about it and they speak up about the father. We don't think this your move, and the better result of it is that the father listens to them and then look into it once again, see will it benefit the family. Well, is the case here. From yesterday, we spoke about the president's trip to Japan and also to Brazil. Will be, it was earlier scheduled Yokohama from August 20 to 2022, before proceeding to Brazil. And also, we were told that he would just stop by at the UAE. And after that, several reactions. We actually still spoke about it yesterday with the essence of secrecy, with the stopping by in UAE. What exactly is the presidency not being transparent about the journey and all of that? Even the Labour Party 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi, delivered a rebuke of the president, accusing him of, treating Nigeria like a stopover lounge while the country bleed necessary. And so reaction to this, to the backlash. So the president was scheduled to leave the country yesterday, but the meeting or the summit the conference is scheduled to start on the 20th of August. And so now the president is now expected to depart Abuja on Friday for a two-nation trip to Japan and Brazil. Contrary to, he would depart on Thursday with a stopover in Dubai. However, sources at the presidential disclosed that Tinubu spent yesterday attending to official matters, including a meeting with the Director General of the World Trade Organization, WTO, that's Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and at his trip on Friday. Side forward, do you still think this is welcome?
Well, the issue here for me is not about, because again, if we're going to go into the conversation of how important are these trips, of course, you're going to have divergent views. Oh, the president has to be out there. He has to look at, our economy from additions, foreign direct investments, blah, blah, blah. And of course, you're going to see people who are going to say, oh, this is just sheer waste of public funds with them. Taking Nigeria like a stop-by lounge, his foreign trips have become one too many. Just recently we're still talking, if you ask me, and we saw the number of days the president spent in that place before proceeding, I think, to Brazil, and then for like almost 5 days. We didn't know the whereabouts of the president before he eventually appeared and then returned to the country. Now, again, we are saying this so that people understand that, look, the president is a public servant. He sought the mandate of the people. And after the people gave him the mandate, all of the privileges of being a private citizen ended from that point, if you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
And so when it comes to trips like this, because the trip is going to be financed fully with public funds, there's a need for transparency and accountability. We are not even talking about the amounts that will be spent on the trip. But as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we need to know, for example, he was supposed to Brazil, starts on the 20th. Today is the 15th of August. So for the 5 days that is going to be stopped, because you need to know, they said, I told you yesterday that, look, with all due respect, Mr. Bayo Onanuga's experience in journalism, he's experienced enough to put somebody like me in a class and teach us journalism. There's no arguing over that. But with the little knowledge that we also have and the years of training and experience, when I saw his press release, I knew that, look, there was a lot that was missing. There's a lot that he was trying to hide. And that press release in itself lacked what you can call a proper press release that is accountable and gives full disclosure as to the trip of the president on this particular case. Now, you started the president by saying the president is going to Brazil. You highlighted all what the president will be doing, the number of days we will be meeting, and then from there is going to be proceeding to from Japan to Brazil. Sorry, right?
Yes.
And then he said, on his way to Japan, he's going to have a stop by or a stopover at the UAE. So the question is, if the president leaves the country today, obviously if he's going to stop by, that means he's going to the UAE straight. When is that supposed to be a private visit to the UAE? Is he going there for holiday? Remember that in recent times, the president has gone for vacation. So if he's going to the UAE now for 5 days, we need to know that because of the busy schedule of the president, he deserves some more rest. He has taken some, but he deserves more. So if we're going to we need to know. And then that is missing in that press release. The president now will be leaving today. So for 5 days, we've seen, is it a private visit or is it part of the official visit? Does he have any official function to me now? I know I'll be a private citizen. And I'm going to be using my phone. Nobody's going to have to question.
Of course.
I can do as I like. But we are still talking about spending millions of naira, if not in dollars. And then, if a summit is going to start on the 20th, why is the president leaving so early? And why is it so important for him to go to the UAE? Then we'll get to the summit in itself, coming to the summit, and then you now finish the whole thing by not even telling us when the president is going to return to the country. Leave him up.
Well,
at the end of everything, from Japan to Brazil, there is nothing to, we expect, after this, the president will be expected to return to the country on so date. That was also that trip is concerned.
Well, aside for since nothing has really changed, even with the shifting of the trip.
I wonder now.
Shifting of the trip from yesterday to today. I mean, I think the same questions that were raised yesterday are still the same being raised today, regardless of the shifting of the trip. Well, let's talk about the engagement of the president yesterday. Why part of why he had not been able to, go for today, meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the presidential villa, and she was commending the administration's reforms for restoring stability to Nigeria's economy, definitely describing the meeting as very good. And she said that the fund, jointly managed by the WTO and International Trade Center in Geneva, is aimed at helping Nigerian women entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, to create jobs and boost household incomes in the digital economy. In summary, giving kudos to the administration so far, saying that economy is now stable under the present administration, also calling for safety nets, especially for vulnerable Nigerians, growth, calling for growth. And I'm already seeing reactions from here that it's obvious that, I don't know, is coming from Facebook, that the ruling party, purposely invited her to come and, do the job of a spin doctor. I don't know about that. Side forward, what's your take?
Well, the well-respected Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala has not come to spin anything. And nothing, I don't think she has said anything. I've seen supporters of the press. If the expert is telling you that the economy is stable, all of you journalists who are just more critical, clinical. Look, listen to the expert, and I just laugh. I keep telling these guys who refuse to listen. I've seen some of the supporters of government who are so happy to insult journalists who do daily analysis of issues. And I keep telling them, if you say we are not engineers, and so we cannot talk about engineering. If you say, oh, you are not a doctor, why do you have to talk about medicine? Oh, you are not an economist, what do you know about the economy? And I laugh. Because and they also have to understand that, look, the years of training means that we have been trained to know everything about everything in our own little way, applying common sense. And so, if we think that we are not economists and so we cannot talk about the economy, but at least we can talk about it using our common sense. And so common sense in itself is a general thing. You don't have to be an economist to apply common sense to a matter that no matter what you think about the economy, if you like, use GDP, if you like, live per capita income, put all the data in the world on the table. And that's what I was telling you yesterday, that look, while these experts continue to talk about data and figure, the reality is that the figures mean nothing without the feelings of the people, without the realities of the people, without the well-being of the people. So, again, you have a Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala who had visited the Asoville. I think she met with the wife of the president.
Yes. And
also the president. Again, there's a woman empowerment program that Nigeria is also a beneficiary of. If the president's policies are not working, you think it's that occasion, that place, that you'll be paying it? So they expect us to go to that place and say, oh, the president's policy is useless, it's not, oh, well, everything is a bit stable. But you can see that in her statement. She concluded by saying, oh, the government now needs to work on safety nets for people that are adversely affected by those policies, just to create a balance. So while the supporters of government, oh, she said the economy is stable, the woman has also told you that, look, well, I say the economy is stable, but people are not feeling the effect. You now have to work more to make sure that people who are feeling the pain of these so-called policies now have some safety net. The question is, what are the safety nets that this government has created to cushion the effect of their harsh policies? That's the question we are asking them that they refuse to answer. Subsidy, CNG, all the conversation about CNG, where are we on it today? Lady Mo. So what has been the safety net that they created to really cushion the effect
of the policies so far?
Of these harsh policies. And then the other one that Dr. Iweala did not talk about is the issue of sacrifice. Let us even concede that no, these policies were necessary. There was no other way. But the question we have been asking, Lady Mo, is that, look, you cannot continue to tell Nigerians to tighten their belts, understand that it's always pain before pleasure, and then we look on the other side. While we are suffering these policies, hoping that there's a better tomorrow, On the other side of government, where are the Lɪਧᴇ? Where are the sacrifices? Look at the way they are spending money. Renovating buildings, going into frivolous, useless spending of public funds. They should come out and tell us their own sacrifices. So that we know there's a balance. So, or the sacrifice I'm paying is supposed to be one-sided. Is that what they are saying? So these are the issues. So you can go to town and celebrate. But you know the funny thing, Lɪධᴇ.
What's that?
If tomorrow, this same this one, what does she know? The same people who are president today, let her criticize this government tomorrow. You will see what they will say. Yeah, he did that one. The woman refer to when she was under Obasanjo, what did she do? And then when as me what this woman has said. I'm saying that look, the reality of the people is the most important factor here. The question they should come and answer is that look, since this government came to power over 2 years ago, are the people living better now? Or what's up that when they came in? They should have let us have that debate. And then ask the question of whether the economy
much. You wonder what newspaper represents. The Guardian newspaper is capturing this issue, and this very story is on page 3 in the Guardian newspaper. Still with the Guardian, social media is bustling that classified Nigeria's APC and PDP as terrorist organizations, while they have decided to deny asylum to a former member, that's Douglas, over his decade-long affiliation with both parties. So in a judgment that was delivered on June 17, 2025, the justice dismissed Douglas' application for judicial review after the Immigration Appeal Division found him safety and emergency preparedness. I'd argue that the APC and PDP were implicated in political violence from 1999 to 2007 before joining the APC, where he remained there until 2017, and he moved to Canada in September 2017 and disclosed his political history. And so politically motivated killings. Even the IAD based their decision largely on the PDP's conduct during the previous election in 2004 and 2004. And so now this has been greeted with reaction, of course. The PDP had condemned this. Even former Chief Corporate Communications Officer of NNPC Limited, Mr. Olufemi also decried the dangerous precedent. The court verdict saying that it was a political earthquake with consequences that could reverberate far beyond Canada's borders, warning that if democratic nations the development.
Mr. Femi is speaking English. And you see, this is a very, very interesting story. Very, very interesting. I'll tell you why it's interesting. Look, you have this man who had gone to Canada. At some point, I think he applied for asylum. And now that asylum is being denied because in part of his declaration, he said he has always been a member of the two political parties. I think he was formerly a member of the PDP. And later joined the APC. And so institutions that he said is a member of are terrorist organizations. And they gave their reason. Lɪධᴇ, that look, the years of violence, voter suppression, ballot snatching, killings and maimings of people is enough in their own estimation to categorize these two political parties as a terrorist organization. And I've people gone to town to say, what nonsense, that's an overreach. How do you classify the leading political parties in Nigeria as a terrorist organization? But you know that the things we do here, that we tolerate, that we say does not matter, in those crimes, it comes to them as a surprise. That, they will be conducting an election. Don't blame the authorities in Canada for thinking that is enough to categorize people as terrorists. You don't understand what I'm saying? We say it doesn't matter. Say that about 6 people were still killed in the name of local government election control or not. Have you? Didn't do reporting. Immediately in Osun State, about 6 party members, I think of the PDP, were killed.
Yes, we spoke about it here.
Be found in that kind of situation to be considered a terrorist. Oh, because we accept it as normal. That people can be killed, people can be maimed, people can be mad now, or for other Nigerians. If you know that tomorrow you are still going to go into some of these countries to want to fight for asylum or seek for permanent residence, the ruling of denying this man asylum, they say, oh, since you say you are a member of these political parties and we checked and we checked really, we said that, oh, truly, we cannot grant you asylum in our country because these two institutions, even though you call them political parties in your country, we see them as terrorist organizations. It's not good for our image, Lady Mo. It's not good for our image. But then what do we blame? What do we blame? Oh, I don't blame the immigration authorities in Canada. Semi-national things are over. What we are saying is that, look, the things we tolerate, the bad behaviors we tolerate in the country, there are some other people who are not going to tolerate it. And the things we do here, look, for example, I think recently the US government also published something about the ridiculous spendings of our governors.
Yeah.
Who are busy spending money renovating buildings, and then where there is excruciating poverty. You guys are busy renovating buildings. They mentioned the threat of your state that wants to spend about 60-something billion to renovate the government house. I think they mentioned that of Bombay too. And others. A corruption index perception of us. They know the way we deal with our elections. The fact that look, when it comes to election too, we manipulate, we read, we mess everything up. So you think they don't know? They don't read our papers? They don't take stock of what we do? So why do you think when we go out there, Lady Mo, and you prefer that today Nigerians are no longer respected on the global stage? Politicians are doing here, Lady Mo. I doubt if any
Canadian court have to declare a leading political party terrorist organization.
The power is for their own. You can continue to mess things up in your country. You can continue to kill people in the name of elections. You can continue to rig elections. You can continue to steal public funds. That's your problem and your country. But if you are coming to our country to say you are a member of those political parties, we have a right to say, hey, we see them as terrorist organizations. That's what they are telling you. And it's a lesson that you have to take in good faith.
Right. To communities being affected or attacked so far, had reiterated his administration stance against negotiating mandates. And also, according to the statements that I released, he explained that the visa, basically, what he's saying that they are going to be tackling with, bandits. It's the way the governor has been also handling the case of attacks in several communities in Zamfara State.
I agree that, look, these guys should never be negotiated with. This is because, again, I think we've passed to drop their weapons and behave properly. I think the window should be closed by now. Again, you can see that there are still been killings, consistent killings in parts of the Zamfara State. Villages are still being attacked. Saying that, look, under my own watch, I will never negotiate with any terrorist organization or terrorist group. But the question is, if he's not going to be negotiating, does he have what it takes, to deal with these guys, to weed them out? It is that, look, there's little that the government can really do when it comes to crimes like this. Most of what it takes to fight and conquer these guys are domiciled in the hands of the federal government. The government cannot control the army in the state. It does not even practically control the policing structure of the state. So the question to Mr. Dawda Lawal is, I agree with you.
Well, that also in the Guardian newspaper. Part of the story also that have been so heated, especially in Nigeria and social media, is the announcement by the 21 billion naira spent on the emergency repairs last year. So according to the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi said that the government had allocated a fresh 3.8 trillion naira to tackle deep structural issues that are threatening the bridge's viability. And he was saying this yesterday during the FEC meeting in Abuja, saying that underwater erosion to its piles and piers. And so he said that the findings were similar to those from the earlier studies on the Carter Bridge, also in Lagos State, which was found to be beyond repair, saying that Julius Berger had recommended its full replacement, estimated to cost 359 billion naira. Meanwhile, the Lagos State government, so according to the Commissioner of Transportation, the repairs will run from Saturday, August 16, that's tomorrow, to Tuesday, August 19, 2025, between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. daily. And he urged motorists to use the alternative routes during the about, especially the amount of money that have been planned for the repair of the Third Mainland Bridge, with the plan to with the completion of the 4th mainland bridge also, and the money that's been embarked, and even the money that have been disbursed so far for the main.
And they will come out now, especially the minister. He's always quick to come and make people look stupid when he brings out his bogus figures and calculations. There are still questions around his calculation on the level. But we are not going to be in that level of confusion. Like I told you, we apply basic common sense, some of these things. And that was what I was seeing when I was looking at Rufai Stadium arise. Argue with the minister on calculation. I said, oh, God, you are wasting your time. These guys know what they are doing. Don't bother. Because, you see, you cannot wake up somebody who is pretending to sleep. Lady Mo.
Of course.
And so,
you are wasting your time.
How? You are wasting your time. Now, let's apply common sense to this matter again. Very simple common sense. If they like, they should say, oh, are you structural engineer? Are you, what do you know about it? We know what we know. And we'll say it the way we know it. International Airport, the international wing. There are still questions as to why we have to spend over several billion on renovating. Even though the millionaires say, oh, they are tearing structures down, they are removing all the roof, and so what? If we are going to build another new airport, they will have to call. Now, just last year, I remember that before last year, of that 21 billion, there have been several years too in the past where we spend money. I don't have the figures, but at least we have that of last year.
2018, 18 billion naira was allocated.
2018, 18 billion.
Yes, the maintenance.
Last year, 21 billion. But to explain what we told me,
carry it.
Pay everything.
Carry everything.
Now, 3.8 trillion. Maybe more. 1 trillion, 2 trillion, 3 trillion, almost 4 trillion. And then people are saying, how come? Where? Well, yes, estimate about 11.3 kilometers. The 4th mainland bridge, as proposed by the Lagos State government, I've been trying to check the entire length of the 4th mainland bridge. I don't have the figures. But as of 2 years ago, they did know, to build the entire construction cost, not to renovate without the 4th mainland bridge, to build it from scratch to finish, was estimated at $2.5 billion. $2.5 billion, the entire 4th mainland bridge and areas.
The 4th mainland bridge is 38 kilometers long.
Okay. So, the what?
38 kilometers long.
That's the 4th mainland bridge?
Yes, 4th mainland bridge, yes.
Beautiful. So, and it was estimated 2 years ago by the Lagos State government to cost $2.5 billion. Lady Mo, if we convert $2.5 billion to a dollar, it will amount to the exact 3.8 trillion naira. Oh, Tigbo. That cost of $2.5 billion that the Lagos State government said they were going to use naira. The same 3.8 trillion naira that our Minister of Works is telling us they want to use
for maintaining,
to renovate and repair the 3rd mainland bridge. How? Do you have to be an engineer, a quantity, so I'm going to build a new 3rd mainland bridge? How much is even the budget of Nigeria? The entire budget of Nigeria in a year? We spend about 38 billion to renovate an event center, a conference center, and they told us not to ask questions. And that is the Nigerians are suffering. At a point where all of the things that used to be, safety nets for Nigerians, like subsidy, have been removed. And look at the spending pattern. Just look at the spending pattern. And they'll tell you not to question it. As we speak, even the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, the construction is in tatters. To the point that even people are saying this is cut and join road construction.
Well,
This is bad.
Of Lagos, and we are still going through the pages of our dailies this morning. The Guardian newspaper, the Punch newspaper, the Vanguard newspaper. We have Said Fawad giving analysis and perspective to those issues and story. Moving away from the Guardian, let's come to the Punch newspaper. There's an update. National Library had earlier demanded 3.5 billion naira compensation and an apology from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, coming on the heels of an alleged invasion of the OPA premises by the EFCC, where they arrested 93 suspected internet fraudsters, seizing agents actually that was present there, and they sustained injuries. They've been clamoring for the release of innocent people that were arrested, and so the EFCC is fighting back. Yes, there was the notion to the fact that EFCC is trying to target the 4X operation in which 93 suspected internet fraudsters were arrested. Wiley said that the arrest took place at the hotel located within the precinct of the OPA and not at the Presidential Library itself, explaining that the operation followed intelligence reports that the suspects were holding a pool party to celebrate premises in an attempt within the OPA premises, I beg your pardon, in an attempt to evade detention. And so that they are profiling, the profiling of the suspect revealed that almost to the raid.
So the 93 of all the 93 that were arrested at that place were all Yahoo boys. All of them, and then so the question again we need to ask ourselves, because there are about 3 issues here to look at. The first one is your compensation. How do I don't know how to call that money now. And then you also have a situation where the EFCC is saying that, these guys wanted a safe haven. The party was supposed to be held somewhere else before. But they thought that, by moving into the Olusegun Presidential Library, the hotel part of the library, the hotel is also part of the library. The OOPL has library, has an event hall, has all manner of things.
Yeah.
Because at the time the place was to be built, library. But the reality is that
people do actually. People still.
Have you gone to the library?
Yes, I have. I even
to
got
read
a couple of things.
To do a research.
I bought couple of books. There are so many things actually in the library that you can get access.
So the library is functional. I have not visited the library.
Visited the library, but I don't know about.
But I know that half of the time when you hear about the OPL, it's about people having events,
right?
Hotel.
Yeah, we have events center. We have the hotel. Park for children there.
So what? It's a business venture. That's what I'm trying to say. So, but now that the EFCC said they were arrested 93, they have profiled them, and they discovered that they are all Yahoo, identity theft, all manner of things, and they'll be appearing before the court. So we'll have to wait really to see how they are able to diligently prosecute these cases and the evidence they have against these persons. But 93 is almost 100 people. And how they are able to pack all of them, say, the sting operation.
It was actually very rough.
What I'm saying is, I just saying that look, the entire people they packed, or this idea of raid, and just raid everybody, because I would assume that these guys are all the ones.
They came for different purpose,
and so they will pack all of them too.
They were involved. I saw a report where a cleaner and the son, I think the son was trying to help her mother. They were also part of the people
doing the cleaning in that hotel too, or somewhere else. Then
during the pool party, I think they were going by. Yes,
so
they were maybe they were passing by at that moment.
Well, this energy of the EFCC, the energy that can make them go on a sting operation of 93 people, in a very gestapo, manner that even the OPL management is now frustrated with them. But when it comes to our politicians, they just treat them. You remember when Yahya Bello went to their office? They say, we cannot arrest him because he stayed at the parking lot. He didn't come into the office. Because again, we have to see real commitment from the EFCC that the institution now is not just about Yahoo boys. The big institution, one, has been diligently prosecuted and convicted. One, I want to see him just come and tell us that, this is one politician that since I came into this office, I have investigated him, I arrested him, I prosecuted him, and I'm able to get.
Our time is fast spent. Just quickly for information's sake, INEC has completed arrangements for this Saturday's by-elections ahead of the close of the political activities at midnight on Thursday. Away from that also, the former Sokoto State Governor and Senator representing Sokoto South had reacted. It was earlier, invited for questioning over an allegation of cash withdrawal. Yes, on bail. That's about that. And quickly also, the Punch is reporting from the IG saying that much of the Nigerian police force work in preventing crimes goes unnoticed by a lot of efforts are put into it. The Constitution as Section 4 of the Nigerian Police Act mandate that Nigerian police force to prevent and detect crime, most importantly is preventing crime. It is cheaper, it is faster, and it reduces victimization of victims. And he said
so the IG is saying that look, it's the only time when they don't do well is what people say. That when they do well by preventing crime,
we don't talk about it.
So who are they going to blame for that? You have a PR unit now. You have a Mumuyiwa Adejobi who is their public relations officer.
Right, that is supposed to
double up his efforts. Your public relations, one of the many definitions of public relations.
Right.
So they should learn to blow their own trumpet. They can't be.
For what? That's how much we can take. The Punch also captured about the pension funds. The strike countdown beginning as we have the PENCOM and the Labour disagreeing here and there about the pensions scheme and the demands. But we have to go. Our time is fast. And we'll come back for Mainland Focus. Thank you very much, Said Fawad, for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Really appreciate. God bless you too. Thank you for being part of Trends in the Papers. We'll be back shortly for Mainland Focus. Good morning once again.